Hey everyone, Ishnatal here. So maybe you've started playing again recently, Final Fantasy XI that is, and you've noticed that there's some shouts, which there's not any up here, but you've noticed some shouts for Raptor parties, or worm parties, or doll parties, or something like that. You're thinking, what is this stuff? Well, they take place in Abyssea. Abyssea, well, they're like the current world, but a little different. They have their own special rules. How do you get to Abyssea? Well, this guy right here, Joachim? I say Joachim. I don't know if it's right. But he will give you these things called Traverser Stones. And you need those to get in. The guy next to him, Horst, he will teleport you to any of the entrance points that you've been to. So, for example, I've been to all of them, so you can see they're all in the list there. I'm going to go to Abyssea Miseru. Yeah, it's for Miseru Coast. Oh, wait a second. That's the dunes it just teleported me to. Well, yeah, it might be a Chains of Prometheus zone, but they want you to be able to access the zone even if you don't have Chains of Prometheus, which is really weird if you wouldn't have it. So you just examine them all, and you'll be able to go in. You may get a cutscene if it's your first time doing this. If that happens, just go through the cutscene, go inside. Once inside, there are going to be 3 people that you want to talk to. They live right over here. They're in this safe area here. You notice there's tons of NPCs. Yeah, so the Conflux Surveyor is the most important person. You'll talk to him to get Visitant status. That lets you be in the zone. Without this, it'll zone you out in 5 minutes. And then it won't let you back in for an hour. So you'll want to keep an eye on that. So you just go to Request Visitant status. You can learn about it if you want, but go ahead and request. And here's where you'll use your Traverser Stones. Your stones will give you 30 minutes for each stone. You can use up to 4 at a time. Because the most that you can get from this guy is 120. Now, if you leave the zone with time remaining, you'll be able to carry that time over. As you see here, I have set to remaining time. I'm going to set to my remaining time so that I don't talk for 5 minutes and get zoned out. He'll only store up to 120 minutes, though. So if you have 800 minutes in here for some reason, you leave, and you come back, he'll set it to 120 minutes, so 2 hours. The Courier Prospector will let you use Courier, which are, story-wise, they're these little red gems that are their version of Gil, essentially. You can use it to buy all sorts of things. So you can get actual items, which can be various pieces of armor, and these all change depending upon the zone that you're in. They all, however, have forbidden keys. Forbidden keys are needed to open up chests. Well, they're not needed, but if you want to open them quick, you need them. You can get temporary items, which are usable only inside of Abyssea, and they work for any area of Abyssea that you go into. They will store from Abyssea Zone to Abyssea Zone to Abyssea Zone. Then you have key items. Again, key items are different from in all the zones. They all have a map of the area, as well as some Abyssite. And I'll get into Abyssite later. Then enhancement effects. Enhancement effects are the most important thing for Abyssea. You can boost your HP or your MP, these are your maximums, or your strength and dex, your vitality and agility, your intelligence, mind, and charisma, or just all of them for 470. If you add them all up, it becomes 470. So there's no reason to not just take the bottom one. As you see up there at the top, I just got a hefty boon. A hefty boon. Now the Atma Infusionist works with Atma. And Atma's beyond the scope of this video. I'll get into Atma in a different one. However, if you have Atma, you will use him in order to get Atma on you, which is right up here. Again, that's for a later video. So now you're in, where are you going? Well, first, after you visit those guys, the first thing you'll want to do is come over to the Vertical Conflux. Number 1 is in the safe zone, and you'll activate it. Activating it will mark it as active for you. That is important. It costs a little bit of Kruer, but that's okay. Now, if you don't have Kruer, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You can always activate it later. It's easy enough because it's right inside the zone. See that maw in the distance? That's where you came from. These wards here are set up so that monsters cannot go past them. If you don't have visited status, they will not let you pass that. They will warp you back as you get farther out. Another thing in Abyssea are these things called Martellos. Martellos do a couple of things. I'll just examine one here. See, I can recover my HP, my MP, or from status ailments. It costs energy in order to do that. You see the energy level there. And the number at the end of each of these is how much energy it costs. So I can recover 30 MP. I'm not going to, but I can do it, and it would take 30 of its energy level, which would drop it down to about 97% health. The health is the energy level. So, as you see, it's at 100% health, which means it's at a max energy. Okay. So now, you see where I am up there in the that top quadrant there. K7. I'm going to use this Vertical Conflux to go out to where my party is. Now, I'm doing Abyssea Misero, and Raptors are at Conflux 7. So I'll just go out to Conflux 7. I'm not actually in a party, of course, although there's remnants. Oh, you know, there's kind of a party out here. Not really. So, lights. I'm gonna heal up real quick. When you heal, you can see lights. It'll tell you your visitant status and your lights. You notice that there are 7 lights. Pearlescent, Ebon, Golden, Silvery, Azure, Ruby, and Amber. What do those mean? How do you get them? Well, here's how you get them. Pearlescent, Azure, Ruby, and Amber all deal with chests. And you get their lights mainly from killing. So I'm going to kill this Raptor here. Now, using regular melee attacks, like thus, for the killing blow. If the killing blow is a regular attack, or like a dot from a spell, or a ranged attack, or something like that, you will get a pearlescent light. Now, it's not a 100% chance that you'll get a pearlescent light. See there? Now emit pearlescent light. You can heal. See, I now have 5. That's pearlescent lights. In order to get ruby lights, take this guy over here. Ruby lights are gotten by using an elemental weapon skill. Or, I'm sorry, it's a non-elemental weapon skill, a physical weapon skill, in order to get the kill. Sorry. So you see, I used a physical weapon skill, and I got a feeble ruby light, which I heal, and you see I have 8 lights. Now, there are these chests left behind. These 2 are blue, and you can either examine them, and you'll play a little mini-game, right? Which, it's a little different than the caskets out in the field. But you can even look inside and see what's in here. Okay, well, I don't really care about that one. You can destroy the chest. This one I'll take. So I can either play the mini-game, which I can do this high-low game. So I think high, no, I'm wrong. Or I can trade a forbidden key to it. That will just open the chest. See, I got 400 Krur there. Which, it's not the most you can get out of those chests, but you can force it. And I'll get into that here in a little bit. Now, if you want a amber light, you have to defeat the enemy with a elemental weapon skill. Oh, that didn't do a lot of damage at all. Should probably try that again. Now you see, here's a different type of chest. This one's red. When I open up a red chest, I get lights. In this case, pearl lights. So you can see now I'm at 15. Oh, he's gonna invite me into the party here. Huh. Here we go. So, elemental weapon skill, amber light. See, amber light. So what do these have to do with chests? Well, pearlescent lights, as we just call them pearl lights, increase the frequency of chest drops. When you've got max pearl, which is 230, then you have about a 95% spawn rate. The other 3 deal with intensity of chest. Oh, right. Azure. Azure lights come from, well, magic kills. Though my magic is pretty terrible. I'll try and get this off to see if I can't do it. Darn. Okay. So, by getting the other 3 lights, Ruby, Azure, and Amber, you increase the potency of the reward from the red, blue, and gold chests. Right? The color of the light corresponds to the color of the chest. So, Azure correspond to blue chests. Turn around. It's just gonna go really terribly slow. Azure are for blue chests. Amber are for gold chests. And Ruby are for red chests. Now there's those 3 other lights that you saw. Golden, Silvery, and Ebon. I've told you how to get all of the other light types, but how do you get those? Well, those are specifically from upgraded red chests. Golden lights will give you more EXP per kill, and those cap at 200. Silvery lights will give you more Krur per kill, which those cap at 200. And Ebon will give both EXP and Krur per kill, and that's 200. That's what that caps at as well. Is it worth capping those? Yes. Is it worth capping all of the others? Yes. So there you go. Magic Attack, Azure Light. As you can see, Azure. So let me join up in this party here. As you can see, another thing that a blue chest can do is it can, see, it healed my HP. So those chests, when you level them up, they can give you some really, really good rewards. Right? A maxed out red chest will be able to give you the golden lights, the silver lights, and the ebon lights. A maxed out gold chest. There's a gold chest, finally. So you can see what this looks like here. Maxed out gold chest can give you key items for the area, which that's for another video, what those do. As well as AFV, some high quality items. Blue chests can give you a whole bunch of things. They can give you EXP, or limit points. They can give you Krur, temporary items, restores, or time extensions. Now, when the blue chests are small, you'll get maybe just HP fill up, just TP, couple of temporary items here or there, 200 Krur, 250 experience points. But a fully maxed out blue chest can give up to 100 or 1250 experience, 1000 Krur, numerous temporary items all at once for the entire party, full HP, MP, 2-hour restore, and 3000 TP, or 10-minute time extension. So these are why you want to max out lights. If you look inside of a blue chest, oh, they're gonna all hate me for that. If you look inside of a blue chest and you see Intense Soothing Light is what's inside, that, commonly abbreviated as ISL, is the full-on, you get your 2-hour, all HP, all MP, 3000 TP, all back. Some people in these parties tend to want those. So if you're keying, make sure that you pay attention to that. Now, if you're keying, you want to have a good macro for keying, and I found that there are 2 ways to do your macro. The first way is just a straight-up item command. Right? Just item, forbidden key, with a target. So you use your tab or arrow keys or whatever to hit the target. Then you hit your macro. The second one is you put target NPC right at the beginning, so that you'll end up targeting the NPC chest, so you don't have to fumble around with targeting too much. So, that's pretty much all there is to Raptor farming. That's about it. Well, really any sort of farming there is. If you're lower level, you will want to be a keyer, and you'll want to make sure not to stand around and leech, but actually use a key, open chests. Which is pretty much what Small T is doing right there. Right? There's one more thing to touch on. If you're trying to level, more than likely, you have one of these rings. An Emperor Band, or an Empress Band, or something equivalent. Those bands give an effect called Dedication, which increases your EXP. It does not work in Abyssea. You will not get increased EXP in Abyssea from these rings. Don't waste the charge. Likewise, if you are a Corsair, Corsair has Corsair's roll. The Corsair roll will have no effect in Abyssea. Don't waste the roll. There are no EXP chains. EXP chains just don't exist. However, there are family and non-family chains. A family chain can go up a lot. There's no time limit. This is why we kill a lot of the same thing over and over and over and over and over. You'll notice that you kill a lot of raptors in a raptor party. As you do, your EXP will go up and up and up and up and up, slowly. And that's partially because of lights, but also because of this family chain. You kill the same named mobs over and over and over, and it goes up until finally you have capped out that. Now with a family chain, you will cap out at 300 experience. With Golden Lights and Ebon Lights, you can get another 300 experience, putting you around 600 experience. There's also the non-family chain. If I were to kill one of these Atrociraptors, and then I were to go next door and fight a Buggard of some sort, or a Peasty, or some other mob, and I just keep doing that back and forth, you build up the non-family chain. The non-family chain will increase the amount of Kruger you get. And that will go up faster and faster. It'll go up slowly, but it'll go up higher and higher. Getting Kruger from kills is not what EXP parties are good for at all. You mainly get your Kruger from chests. So, those are the two types of chains, the two ways to get EXP. Floating in these areas, which make this harder, you'll notice that there are sometimes NMs. So in worm parties, you'll have Mega Mall Mikey, and he's a hazard. He may be a worm, but he does not share a name with the mob. And so that alone will kill your family chain. There's also Murexes and other stuff that are around here. I don't see one right now, but might have been taken care of. Anyway, these mobs will also kill your family chain. However, if you get one on you, call for help. If you call for help, it doesn't count as a kill. You aren't receiving experience points for it, so it's not a kill. It's a nifty little hack. So, that's Abyssea parties in a nutshell. This is how lights work, what chests do, why you'll see people call for help, and key macros. So, next time, I'll get into actually going around and killing bosses, and Atma and Abyssite. It really deserves its own topic. So, thank you very much. See you in Vanadil.